Good morning, everybody. I am going to do our lecture on 11.3, which is simplifying rational expressions. But I thought I would share a joke with you before we get started. I know you guys are going to love it. Why didn't the quarter roll down the hill with a nickel? Because he had more sense. Isn't it a good one? Okay, hopefully that brightened your day up a little bit. Okay, so simplifying rational expressions. What we're doing here is taking rational numbers, which we know is defined as numbers that can be written as a fraction with a numerator and a denominator. And because we have been dealing with polynomials, when you have polynomials that are written as fractions, they are rational expressions instead of just rational numbers. So that's what we're working right now and simplifying them. So here's the first example, and again, you can follow along on your book if that helps you. The first example is 14x over 7. Well, we can separate. These two numbers are multiplied together here. So we can separate those out as 14 over 7 times x over 1. 14 over 7 we know simplifies to 2, so we're left with 2x. You can break this down further if you need to. I think most of you don't need to do this because you can see what factors in common so that you can factor that, or simplify that. But if you broke 14 down to 2 times 7 over 7, you can see that those 7s cancel, and that's what we're simplifying out. So that was example 1. The next example is 6x over or divided by 9x squared. And again, separate those out. These are in common, and these are in common. So we separate those out as 6 divided by 9 times x over x squared. We're left with 2/3 times 1 over x. That equals 2 divided by 3x. So you can see how each of these break down. 6/9 can be simplified as 2 times 3 and 3 times 3, and our 3's can cancel. X can be simplified to x here, and then x times x, so each of our x's can cancel. And I say cancel, really x over x is going to be 1, right? So we don't need to keep that there. We can cross those out and just have the x left. Next example, 2x divided by 2 times the quantity of x plus 5. Now, this is already in factored form, right? So you don't have to factor it before you simplify. You simply can 2 over 2 equals 1, so we can take that out, and we're left with x divided by x plus 5. And again, this is what we're seeing here. We have the x here, we have the x squared here, which means x divided by x times x. These will cancel, the x is left, which is why there's 1x left in the denominator. So x squared plus 6 divided by x is as simple as we can go for this one. The next one, x plus 4 divided by x. This is the simplest form. We cannot simplify any more than this. When you simplify, you can only divide out factors, not terms. Okay, so these are two terms. That's grouped together. You can't take those apart by just saying, I'm going to cancel these x's, because this itself is a factor. Remember that when we started factoring trinomials, we would factor it to 2 binomials, right? Each of those were a factor of that trinomial. So you can't separate that out. Here's a little bit of an explanation for that. The factors, not terms. So 4x divided by x, yes, you can factor those x's out, and you would be left with just 4, right? Multiplication gives you factors. Those two things multiplied together. Here we have x plus 4 divided by x. No, you can't factor anything else out of there. You can't simplify that down because those are terms. Terms have addition and subtraction between them, not multiplication or division. Okay? So hopefully that is clear. This is the simplest form. So now they're going to give you more complicated problems. The other ones were already in the factored form and you just simplified them. Now you're going to have to factor them and then simplify them. So 2x squared minus 6x, what's in common between these? 2x, right? The whole numbers and then the variables. When you factor a 2x out, you're left with x minus 3. This is just 6 times x. So here is in common and here is in common. So we can factor those or simplify those. Sorry, we can simplify those and we're left with 1/3 and then x minus 3 over x. When you put those together, you have x minus 3 over 3x. Okay, and this is reorganizing opposite factors. So we first have to factor it. Then we have to look at it and say, ooh, that's really close. The only thing that we have a problem with is our negative sign. So let's change that around, pull a negative out so that our factors are the same, that then we can simplify. So first let's factor it. 4 minus x squared, recognize that, the difference between two squares, so we should be able to see that we can factor that. And then x squared minus x minus 2. So our numerator is going to be factored as 2 minus x times the quantity 2 plus x. Difference between two squares, right? Our middle term is gone. Our first and last term are squares, are perfect squares. And then x squared minus x minus 2, you have to factor x minus 2 times the quantity x plus 1. Now again, these look so close, right? But we can't cancel them because this is a negative x, this is a positive x, this is a positive 2, and this is a negative 2. However, if we pull that negative sign out right here and say this is now x minus 2, because if I distributed that, it would be a negative x, right? Negative x, and a positive 2, and a positive 2. So I pulled a negative out so I could reorganize that factor. Then I can cancel that, and I'm left with this negative sign right here, and I'm left with x minus 2 on the numerator and x plus 1 in the denominator. So so we can write that like that. Okay? Remember, fractions are the same. I wrote is, but remember, fractions are the same if written negative x times x, the quantity, negative times the quantity, x plus 2 over x plus 1 is the same with the negative sign in the middle of the fraction, and it's the same with the negative sign in the denominator. We have gone over that before. So it doesn't matter where you put that negative sign. This rational expression has one negative sign. Whether you put it in the numerator, in the middle, or in the denominator, it doesn't matter. But it has to be there to make that a simplified expression of that rational expression. Okay? One more. This example is the same as what you were doing in the other examples, but instead of giving it to you in this form, if you look in your book, it's saying divide this polynomial by this polynomial. You will write it in this form in order to solve it. So we have it here. We're going to factor x squared minus 2x minus 3 as x minus 3, x plus 1, and then we're going to divide it by x minus 3. We can see which factors are going to cancel each other out, and we're left with just x plus 1. Hopefully that was a great explanation for you. If you have any problems, let me know. The homework is going to be 24 through 42 even and 43 through 48 all. I will post that on this section as well with the lecture and the assignment all together. And private message me. Some of you have been doing this. If you get the extra credit problem correct, just message me that you got the extra credit and I will mark it down. Thank you. Have a great day.